My LLs, my Lubari listeners, my fellow real estate investors and fellow real estate enthusiasts, and for those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome back to another episode of the Lubari Real Estate Podcast, where we talk multifamily real estate, smart investing, and building the life you dream of through strategic action. I'm your host, Jason Lubari Olds, and today's episode is all about something every investor, no matter how experienced, needs to master. Where to get information related to real estate, and more importantly, how to tell if you're being misinformed. Because let's face it, this business is full of teachers, gurus, mentors, and loud voices online. Some are the real deal, and some, not so much. So let's break it down so you can learn, grow, and protect yourself on your multifamily journey. Okay, so let's start with the basics. Where should you be getting your real estate information? Here, I have 5 great sources that I recommend. Number 1, podcasts by actual investors. Listen to podcasts hosted by people who actively own and operate multifamily properties. Some great ones include The Real Estate Guys, Jake and Gino, Multifamily Insights with John Cosman, and of course, this one. And here's a tip. Look for guests who talk about deals they've done, not just theory. Number 2, YouTube channels, but choose wisely. There's lots of good content on YouTube, but you have to filter it. Prioritize creators who walk you through the real numbers, through the due diligence, the challenges, and actual case studies. Avoid channels that feel more like motivational speeches than actual information. Number 3, books by proven operators. Read books like The Hands-Off Investor by Brian Burke, or one of my favorites, The Best Ever Apartment Syndication Book by Joe Fairless, otherwise known as the Little Red Bible. These authors have thousands of units and years of scars and wins to share. Number 4, networking and masterminds. So I encourage you to join real estate meetups, whether they're local or virtual. Listen to what other operators are saying, ask questions, and share your thoughts. You'll learn more over coffee with someone who's closed 5 deals than from 50 hours of random scrolling. And number 5, real estate conferences. Events like BPCon, MFIN, Rat Race to Retirement, AIM.com, or the Multifamily Investor Nation Summit. All of these conferences are rich with insights, panels, and of course connections. But more importantly, the hallway conversations alone are often worth the price of admission. Okay, now let's talk about some red flags. Now, just because someone says they're an investor or teacher doesn't mean they're trustworthy. And here's how to tell if you're being misinformed or sold a fantasy. If they only talk about success, if every deal they've touched was perfect, that's a red flag. That's a huge red flag. Real investors talk about mistakes, market turns, and lessons learned. So be skeptical of overnight success stories without a trail of hard work and risk. Another good one is they can't explain the numbers. Ask questions. If someone's teaching multifamily but can't explain cash on cash return, IRR, or internal rate of return, or how to underwrite a deal, that's a problem. Because real operators live in spreadsheets. If they shy away from the math, just move on. Or how about this one? They sell the dream without the work. If the pitch is all about Lamborghinis, quitting your job tomorrow, or becoming a millionaire in 12 months, just go ahead and turn the other way. Because multifamily is a business, not a get-rich-quick scheme. And if they have no evidence or track record, yeah, that's another one you need to look out for. You need to ask, what properties have you done? Where are they located? What returns did your investors get? And if they can't give you specific variable examples, guess what? Red flag. And then another one is high pressure tactics. High pressure tactics like buy my course right now before it doubles in price. Or this opportunity is limited and you'll miss out. Real teachers educate. They don't pressure. And a good mentor will give more than they take. All right, now let's take it a step further. Once you've found someone who seems legit, how do you really vet them? So here are 5 simple things you can do. Number 1 is obviously like the simplest. Google them. See if they've been involved in lawsuits, complaints, or scandals, and look for consistency across platforms. Are they who they say they are? You can also ask for referrals or testimonials. So you can talk to people who've worked with them. Were they helpful? Were they honest? Did they deliver on their promises? Check for licensing or professional backgrounds. Are they licensed brokers, operators, or CPAs? Now, this one is not always necessary, but oftentimes it helps if they've got professional roots and a professional background in the industry. But, not everyone needs a license. So for me, example, I don't have a license, and again, I don't need one because I'm an investor, not a broker or an agent or a CPA. Now, how about this one? Test their teaching. Ask specific questions like, how would you evaluate or underwrite a 1980s 100 unit property in a Class B submarket? Their answer will tell you everything. Good teachers teach with clarity. They always say, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, then you don't understand it. So when they're explaining the answer to you, make sure that it's clear, concise, and it's easy to absorb. And then lastly, trust your gut. If it feels off, it probably is. So remember this. This is your money. This is your future. You don't owe anyone your trust. They earn it. And then also on the flip side, as an investor, you should be seeking to earn the trust of others by doing what you say you're going to do, by being consistent, and by doing good business. All right, so at the end of the day, real estate is a team sport, and your education is your playbook. But the wrong advice can cost you thousands or even millions over time. So get curious, ask questions, be humble, but don't be gullible. Find mentors who are in the trenches, not just on stage. Listen to those who walk the walk and not just talk the talk. And always remember, it's perfectly fine to not know everything right now. What matters is your willingness to learn, improve, and do your due diligence. And with that being said, let's move on to my favorite part of the podcast where we talk about what real estate can do for you. So you guys know me, I'm a simple guy. And one of my good friends, he just recently purchased a motorcycle. He got a Harley. And we are planning to go on a ride. So something nice on maybe like a Saturday or a Sunday morning. And we're just going to plan the whole day. And we're gonna ride off, stop, get something to eat, enjoy the views, and enjoy the ride. So we're planning that right now, and we're in the works. Oh, and I also have an announcement for you guys. So, as many of you know, I am in the military, so I have a training event coming up. Well, actually next week in Fort Hood. So I'm going to go on a brief hiatus for about 3 to 4 weeks, and I will return with more content and more of the Lubari Real Estate Podcast. Okay, so I'm going to disappear for a little bit, but I promise you guys, I'm going to pop back up. But when duty calls, duty calls. So I want to say thanks for tuning in today. If you found this episode helpful, just take 10 seconds to rate and review the show. It helps us reach more people and grow this incredible community of multifamily investors. All right, so get a mentor or podcast that's changed your... Well, let me rephrase that. If you got a mentor or a podcast that's changed your real estate journey, DM me on Instagram at Lubari_real estate. I'd love to hear about it and maybe even feature it on a future episode. All right? And until next time, keep learning, keep investing, and keep moving toward the life you deserve. All right? I love you all, and be blessed.